Okay. Hi everyone. GM. Thank you for joining this week's weekly circuits, and and thank you for being patient. So we're just going to get into it, and we're going to introduce some of our speakers. So the title for today's weekly circuits is we're basically going to be following up on the EDUChain hackathon like we introduced last week. But for this week, we're going to be talking about some of the dev tools and best practices, and we're also going to be having uh, a hands-on session with our Quest tools and also the EduChain SDK, and maybe some smart contract deployment walkthrough. And we have our speakers here. We have developer Uche, he's a Web3 dev for It Nigeria. We have Paige Roberts, she's a Web3 developer as well. And I think I'm just going to give our speakers some time to introduce themselves. So, hi everyone, GM. We also have, oh, Andrew left. So, GM everyone, just let me know if you can hear me and introduce yourself. I think I'll go with Faith. Faith first, ladies first. Hi, Faith, GM.
Hi, GM.
Oh, it's lovely to have you with us.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Faith Roberts. I'm a Web3 developer and also a community builder for Web3 and tech communities. It's great to be here. Thank you, Ese. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for taking our time to join us. We really appreciate it. And it's actually lovely to see your face. So thank you
Yeah,
for coming.
thank
And
you.
I'm going to be passing the mic next to developer Uche. Please come up and introduce yourself. We'll love to meet you.
Hey, good evening. Um,
Um,
you can hear me? Yeah?
yeah, I can hear you perfectly well.
Awesome. So my name is Uche. I go by developer Uche on the internet. I'm a blockchain developer. I deal with Solidity and every other stuff that have to do with the blockchain. It's great to be here. Looking forward to the sessions. Thank you.
Okay, it's amazing to have you here, and thank you once again for making our time to join us today. And the I think the major focus points for this weekly circuits will be focused on the hackathon overview. Wait, I think we still have more speakers. Oh, thank God, we have Manish. Manish, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, say, thanks for having me.
Mm.
Glad to have here. Hey, everyone. So, myself, Manish. I'm a developer at Hackers. I mostly work for the global expansion of Hackers and help ecosystem to onboard new developers by hosting hackathons, events, meetup, workshops. And glad to be here. Glad to share more about the ongoing hackathon we are having already. So, yeah, stay tuned. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that intro. Thank you for joining us. It's actually amazing. It's like we have a full house of amazing developers here and also community builders. So it's going to be a wonderful session. So, a brief overview of what we today for the entire session, basically. It's going to be focused on some overview of the hackathon, introduction to ArcQuest, and a general overview of the EduChain. And basically, we're going to talk about some best practices for hackathon participation, some strategies and tips for effective participation, creating qualified and quality projects, and basically some criteria and approaches for building good winning projects. We have a full house here. We have Manish, we have Faith, and we have developer Uche. So they're just going to be sharing some of their key insights to having a very successful hackathon. And I think we're now just going to I'm just going to pass on to or I'm going to pass on to the first speaker. Or should I just keep on going and give like a okay, I'll leave that to Manish. Manish, you give us like a general overview of the editing hackathon and some of the core focus areas and priority areas, and I think there are also some non-priority areas. So
Yeah.
I think I'll pass on to our first developer Uche. Yeah, on. And you're basically going to be giving us some insights into some essential Ethereum development tools, and that would actually be very, very beneficial to this hackathon. Some like from your years of experience, some of the things you've encountered in building, and some of the pitfalls you've also encountered in building. So basically, like a general overview of developments and developer tools as well.
Awesome. Thank you again. So, we'll make this fast and very simple, so it's not gonna get boring. So, firstly, I would like to carry everybody along the first, let's say, beginners and also intermediate developers who would be hacking in this hackathon. So, I would go first with more like a rough introduction or a refresher into this thing that we call the blockchain again, and layer two scaling solutions. Then we can look deep dive into how do we build in this infrastructures, and how can we build effectively that you can have a good spot in the judges' eyes during this hackathon. So I would go ahead to start off with the Ethereum protocol. Pardon me, I don't have a slide right now, so you'll have to enjoy my voice. So yeah, so starting off with the Ethereum protocol. No, the Ethereum protocol is the blockchain, and a very very bare minimum definition of a blockchain is a distributed network of computers where applications or informations are guaranteed to be chained together. Is data scattered across various computers in different geographical regions, and you have assured um, integrity of this data. So, take for instance your bank. So, your bank is not distributed, but let's imagine it is distributed, and I have $1 million in the bank. I don't just want this $1 million to be sitting in one computer that if there is a natural disaster in that area, I am now worthless. So that's the nature of the distributed network now, bringing in redundancy with this information, which is my account balance in this sense. So, but how about if I'm now malicious and I am to send Feed some money and I want to not send her the money, but have her believe I sent her some money? So I could tell her I've sent her some money and I didn't, but there's no way to prove if this system is not open and transparent. So that's the other characteristics of the blockchain: openness, decentralized, and it is completely permissionless. So a very good example of the blockchain, which everybody, okay, almost everybody, a good number of everybody knows, is the Bitcoin network. So the Bitcoin network introduced earlier on into the this system, one of the first blockchains we or functional blockchains that we had. But the problem with the Bitcoin network is it just goes along with just transactions, making transactions, let's call this financial transactions, um, seamless across different geographical regions. So I used to term Bitcoin as a destroyer of borders. So if I want to send you money across the other continent, let's say in Asia, I'm in Africa, I can easily send you this money without having going through Switch or MasterCard or any other infrastructure that has been raised up to do this. And likewise, if you want to send me some money, you can do that also. So that's like a very, very introduction in general. But we are more interested with Ethereum because Bitcoin is awesome. It allows you to do financial transaction, but Bitcoin is not easily programmable. And this is where Ethereum brings its Swiss knife into the picture, introducing applications we call smart contracts. So these smart contracts I like to still call them contracts, so it's not going to seem arbitrary to an ordinary person. But see this as a digital contract that it's not compromisable. So let's say I have a contract with Netflix that by the end of the month they take out some amount of money from my credit card for my monthly subscription. So let's say that kind of contract is written as a smart contract. When Netflix takes in maybe $5 away from my account by the end of the month. So you can see this is the nature of the kind of contract I want you to have in mind. Not like an NDA or something. So this contract now is like a binding agreement between two or more parties. The you perform this social action when this other condition is met. So this condition now in this case or this example is um by the end of the month. So once it's the end of the month and this condition is met, Netflix is gonna deduct some money from my wallet on Ethereum or something. So that's like the nature of these smart contracts. And these smart contracts are written in a language called Solidity. It can be written in other languages, but Solidity is kind of like much more globally accepted. And that is what you would be hacking with today. And these are the dev toolings that I would be speaking about. So yep. So I hope this is a good introduction to Ethereum in general, but I truly hope it is. So I'll just keep on going with the agenda so the next speakers could jump in. So the next thing we'll be looking into is dev toolings for building during this hackathon. So I'll be dropping in some links after this meeting. So that will be in the Discord and Telegram for the community. Um,
Okay.
so I'm really sorry I don't have a slide, so it's not so good. But I'll try to make all these things available.
Yeah, it's all
So
right.
yeah, thank you. So yeah, while building smart contracts on
Okay,
Ethereum with
thank you for that.
okay, thank you.
Um, um, Thank you for all of that. I just had like one question. Like we're going to talk about dev tooling. So like when you're talking about the dev tools, like what are some of your favorite dev tools and like what are some pitfalls you should avoid and like some basic setup requirements?
Awesome. So yeah, so first of all, I used to say the very first dev tool is a laptop with a very good operating system, and that's in this case going to be more like a MacBook or a Linux. I say this because I've used all of them, and this tool works good for you. So while reading smart contracts, your first go-to should be Foundry. So Foundry, it's a smart contract development framework built by Paradigm. It's written on Rust, so it's pretty fast, or blazingly fast, as they used to say. And you write your test still in Solidity. You don't need to learn TypeScript or JavaScript to test out your smart contract logics. But you just write everything in Solidity, test it out in Solidity, and it works fine. You deploy with Solidity, you do everything with Solidity, and it works very, very good. And I always recommend it. You don't start up a project, especially where I work with anything that is not Foundry. We will fight. But that's cool. That's the very, very good dev framework I would advise. Secondly, another tool that is like very important to me is um Tenderly. So Tenderly it's a tool for analyzing smart contract operations during runtime. That's when it have been deployed or during development. So you can go through all your transaction frame calls, so like things that happens in your transaction, know where problem goes wrong, like if you're debugging how some money vanished and you can't explain, you can just use what's called Tenderly to analyze each of the frame during the EVM calls. So it's makes your life easy as a blockchain developer while you're debugging problem that you can't really just explain by sight. So these are like my two favorite tools.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that. Like, now, what are the like, common pitfalls that you actually encounter when you're building projects? I know you're a Web3 developer, so like, what are some common pitfalls and like some things the developer should look out for while building on EVM compatible chains?
All right. So first I'll talk about common pitfalls while building for hackathons, then while building in general as a Web3 developer. So um starting off as a Web3 developer, I dive deep into hackathons, and these are things I think I learned from all the numbers of hackathons I've engaged with. So the major pitfall while building for hackathon is over engineering and not being able to present in a language the judges can understand. So most persons have awesome ideas in their head and they can't relate these ideas to the judges with their work. They have complicated smart contracts, but their UI is not passing the same message. So first thing you should do, deprioritize your taxes in your hackathon till you can fit them into the timeline allocated and make sure you relay your wonderful ideas properly to the judges. That's like one of the big pitfall you try to avoid as a developer participating in hackathon. So while developing smart contracts in general, the major pitfall you should always avoid is concerning security. When you're building smart contract, not all the cases, but many of the cases you are guarding millions of dollars in value of assets, if not billions of dollars in value assets. And you don't want your smart contract to be the loophole with which exploiters could come steal hard-earned money of your users. So when building smart contract, make sure you follow all, not some, all of the standard procedures you should take when building smart contract, all the security concerns, all the vulnerabilities you should avoid, all the best practices while developing, and also do the stuff we call an audit. You just wear some very, very nice, I'll not call them nice, very, very smart individuals go through your code and try to break it or try to find something wrong with it and try to help you out before you um do something catastrophic as a developer. So that's my take on the pitfalls.
Okay, I think I get to the whole over engineering, and I think some startups even fall into that category where they just are trying to build an MVP, but then the MVP has like a long list of functionalities, and it kind of just makes the entire project bloated. So
True,
I
true.
think I really understand that as well. So thank you for all of those points. And I really just wanted to have like a general overview of Ethereum development, some of the tools and some of the pitfalls that the developers might encounter during this hackathon. And just basically to get a general overview before we now kind of like niche it down to the EDUChain hackathon itself. So I think at this point I can now go down to manage this. I'll be giving him the floor, and he's going to be talking about the EduChain hackathon, some of the tools from AppQuest, and basically everything we need to look forward to for this hackathon. Manage, the floor is yours.
Hey everyone, GM. Let me quickly share my
Yeah.
screen. All right, let me know if my screen is visible.
Okay.
I think it's
Yes.
add. Yeah, awesome. I think it's added.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I hope I'm visible and audible properly.
Perfectly.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you for the heads up. So, all right, everyone. So, myself, Manish, already introduced myself. But yeah, quickly giving an overview that today we will be discussing about the ongoing hackathon with EduChain. And then we will be having, like plenty of things like how you can, excel this hackathon, how you can make most out of it, what are the resources we can give it to you for helping you to participate in this hackathon, even if you are a beginner or if you are someone who are actually a good developer with hands-on experience on the smart contract building and building projects. So yeah, let's get started. Before that, like just a quick intro about me. Like myself, Manish. I'm a developer at HackQuest. I'm also a super team member and then organizer of Hack for Bengal. It's another hackathon in India, one of the largest hackathon in the region. So yeah, and the next is about Open Campus. So Campus is the company behind EduChain. So what they are doing is then like EduChain is an L3 on top of Arbitrum. So I believe like most of you already know about L1, L2, and this is L3. So if you're not, so like before me, the speaker given a good brief about like Ethereum and Bitcoin, why you should use Ethereum, because Ethereum is having all the programming capabilities to build on-chain applications. In that but like Ethereum comes with their own like pros and cons. Like we have the issue over there, the higher gas fees and like speed issue and stuff. So that's where we have introduced like L2s, and then it was a layer 2 blockchain on top of Ethereum. Then again we had to submit this transactions on the L1 only. But yeah, but it was collected, you used to collect it in L2 and then submitted in L1. So now we have L3, which is EduChain on top of Arbitrum Orbit. So they have built L3. So the reason behind this L3 is like the main agenda of building EduChain is like they try to push educational sector along with the blockchain technology. They are trying to help students and the uh, instructor ecosystem or teachers ecosystem around the globe, like with the capabilities of blockchain. So as of now, like we have a lot of things. Like I will share more about EduChain, their tools, their projects. But yeah, as of now, like we are already on mainnet. This January we have finally been on mainnet. Before, like this is the semester 3 hackathon, but before this we had semester 1 and semester 2 as well, where we had a really great project, great devs, great team, like working around this. And now finally like we have launched a mainnet and now hosting the semester 3 hackathon. So this is the high time to participate and build something which you can which you can like basically help, which can actually help the ecosystem by like in ecosystem, mostly this time we are targeting the student ecosystem and the teachers economy. So this is something like that. So let me go further. Okay, cool. So next is about HackQuest. So HackQuest is an core contributor of EduChain in general. So like apart from this, HackQuest is an like free and one-stop self-guided platform for Web3 developer education. And we are also an like hackathon platform where you can participate in the hackathons and all. So let me give you a quick overview how HackQuest look like. Mm, I won't take much time over here, maybe just 1 or 2 minutes. Awesome. So I think my screen is visible to you. This is our platform named hackquest.io. You can simply search over here and you will find lots of resources and stuff. So we mostly work with major L1s and L2s in the ecosystem. We are directly working with them, helping them to onboard more and more developers by hosting plenty of hackathons, events, workshops, and whatnot. Okay. Now we are having plenty of courses on our platform. If you go to explore courses section, you will find plenty of learning tracks, which comes with the certificates when you complete the learning track, and everything is completely free. So anyone and everyone who wants to learn and start participating in hackathons, you are most welcome. So as we are having EduChain hackathon, you can start with EduChain developer like ecosystem hackathon. So you can see this there are courses, like it started from basics. If you know basics, you can skip that. You can directly start with ecosystem overview of EduChain, then basic syntax so by the way, we write smart contract in EduChain on say on like Solidity. So if you're not familiar with Solidity, it's an smart contract language on like it's an EVM compatible. So like if someone wants to start their Web3 journey, and you are very new, so I would highly recommend to start learning from Solidity. And just to let you know that if you know JavaScript, it would be very easier for you to switch to Solidity, because the syntax is like very similar, and you will find it the familiarity over there. So make sure to start with Solidity. And again, while going forward, you will find Solidity, then advanced Solidity course, and then every learning in our platform, every learning track is comes up with 4 to 5 hands-on project which you can build along with learning. So while completing the courses, you will have enough hands-on learning experience, so you can start participating in the hackathon. So in then after courses, you can go for the hackathon section. You will find the explore hackathon button, and you will find plenty of hackathon keep happening. So right now we are hosting EDUChain hackathon, then hosting hackathon with MetaMask, then we are also hosting with Linea. So again, we recently wrapped up with Arbitrum. So we keep hosting hackathons like monthly. We have hundreds of hackathons going on, like not hundred, but yeah, it's tens of hackathons going on, like from different communities, different ecosystem. So we mostly promote ecosystems, like because we directly work with them. But apart from that, we do support community hackathons. If someone like wants to host their hackathon with us, we would love to support them, partner with them, give them sponsorship if it's a community hackathon, college hackathon, university hackathon, and whatnot. So we try to help them as like just support them to host their hackathon properly. And if they need any kind of help from us, we would love to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much about HackQuest in general. But yeah, apart from this, we are also having we are already also having some accelerators for founders with promising projects. If you are someone who are having some really good projects with you, you can definitely go for our accelerators. Like we recently hosted on accelerators with let me open this. Yeah, we recently hosted some accelerators with Mantle. I think it's it. Yeah. And before that, before after Mental, we have recently wrapped up Accelerator with Solana. So we keep hosting it, like accelerators for the developers or the founders who are having some promising project. And these accelerators are comes up with the good pool of funding. So if you are someone, and the mentorship and the networking will be a great opportunity as well. So we have lots of founders are included in this, and like we have a good community with them as well. So if you're someone, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Would love to support and help you with whatever resources we have. Yeah, I think this is pretty much about HackQuest, and let's move ahead. All right, so let's come to the main topic, which is EDUChain Hackathon Semester 3, where we have a grand prize pool of $250,000, and we'll show you more about it. Let's go. So yeah, with the prize pool of $250,000, we have additional 100K funding round for the promising project or the project who wants to pursue further and build it to a product. We have an additional funding round of $100,000 for the people, and you are also having access to our open campus network, where all other founders are already present and they are doing great. They, after going to the mainnet, they have already launched their tokens, and they are doing really great with their projects. And then finally, we have the option to entry to the OC incubator. Like open campus have their own incubators, so like where they have a good network of good VCs and the founders who can help you to make your project to a product. So yeah, that's pretty much about this segment. But next is like the tracks. So this is important part for someone who really wants to start the hackathon, start participating in hackathon. And like if you're someone who's first time in the hackathon, then this would be for you. So we have enough time. So the submission deadline for this hackathon is 10th of April. Yeah, 10th of April. So you have enough time, like around a month with you to participate, to learn, then participate, even if you don't know about anything. So yeah, so our we have few tracks. Okay, like we have priority track and non-priority track. So in each track we have like prize pool. So like up to $70,000 is include is is included for the priority tracks, and $20,000 are included for the non-priority track. So like in priority track we have AI, DeFi, and Earn. And then for non-priority track we have decentralized science, and then play, then miscellaneous, and other. And for apart from this, we have some IRL hackathons going on in different part of the country, and I believe like Nigeria is also having one. So would love to see you over there as well. And for that, for IRL hackathons, like regional hackathons, we are having $5,000 as in prize pool. So yeah. And for like priority tracks, so like like while participating in hackathons, make sure to choose the track properly. So the tracks are having more bounty, you can go for that if you feel that you can build something around it and you have some good ideas. Even if you don't, like try to find one, and like just go into it, try to participate, try to build, try to like submit project. Yeah. Apart from this, like again, I think I have discussed this already. So like we have, so if you submit projects early, like you have another opportunity for the mentorship. Like again, mentorship will be there throughout, but for the project submitted in the first month, they will get the priority access to the mentors, and they will get the feedbacks from our mentors, from our judges, or someone who is like actually building out the product on EDUChain ecosystem. So they are giving you the constructive feedback, which can help you to make your project more, like more potentially winning ones. So yeah, this is something which I want to highlight. And apart from this, if you are someone who is very new, you can register for the hackathon from here. This is the quick QR. I'm just taking a pause of around 10-20 seconds, and then like till then, if you have any question, make sure to drop it in the chat. Like I see. By the way, do I have an access to the chat, or someone? If someone is trying to drop a question, where can I see that?
Oh, okay. I think everything will happen live. So I'm already monitoring live channel and then also on YouTube. So if there's any question, I can always drop there and bring it here.
Got it. Got it. Thank you very much. Awesome. I think we are good over here. Let's go back to the hackathon page. All right. So this is
Yeah,
our.
okay. Okay. I think that was very
Please come
no, don't
again.
worry, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No, I said
So
go ahead.
yeah, awesome, awesome. Got it. Thank you very much. So, all right. So this is our hackathon page where you will find the all the stuff, all the whatever I discussed, whatever I said. Will you will find everything here. So you can find the track price having 70,000. AI track is having maximum price pool, which is $70,000. Then DeFi track is having $60,000. Then Earn track is having $60,000, and rest are having 20,000 each. So you will find the breakdown over here as well, like up to 10 winners in each track. And yeah, and I think I have discussed most of the part. So the interesting part is the resource section. So make sure to check out this page if you're someone who's trying to submit or like learn or want to participate in this hackathon. Just go through this page. We have attached almost all the resources, right from website, faucets, learning tracks. What we have a few learning tracks as well. Apart from this, Edition is also having OCID, which is an like decentralized identity solution, which will help you to integrate in the Edition project. So like you can also put it as an like login system or something like that, which can help people to help students or someone who wants to learn or want to participate in the Education ecosystem to get some points, because open campus ID is something which open campus admire a lot, and it's very important for them to keep a track on. So if you're someone who's looking forward to this ecosystem, make sure to have one OCID. Just simply search for it, and we also have a course how you can integrate OCID on your project. So make sure to check that out. We have faucets here, so you can have a check on this. Then ecosystem, the existing projects on the ecosystem, then this bridging solution, then about network and stuff. Apart from this, like you will find all the schedule here. Like we have plenty of workshops, hackathon across the region. Even for the Nigeria, you can always look into this timeline section for that. And yeah, and this here is the the breakdown of each track, and then judging criteria of each track, you should always look into while participating in hackathon. I will discuss about this more while going with the best practices of hackathon. But for now, you can just have a check over there. Like you can simply go to our website and like look into it. That's it. And yeah, that's pretty much about this hackathon page. And let me know if you have any questions, doubt, and yeah, else like we are good to go for the next slides.
Okay.
Awesome. I think if there is no question, all right. Before moving ahead, like I have our Telegram group. If someone is very new, like you can also join our Telegram group. We usually share most of the resources. If you have question, you can also drop it there. We would love to answer your questions as well. Awesome. I will take a pause of 10 seconds, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that overview. I'm just checking if we have any questions on
Sure,
other platforms.
sure.
See, I might miss any questions. Just give me a minute. So thank you for that brief overview. Oh, that was actually no brief. That was very, very, very detailed.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So we can proceed further.
Yeah, we can proceed for that. I think I have like some questions for me personally. So you were talking about the edu chain. So like what are some like particularly unique features about this like edu chain SDK, and like how does one like harness it? I know it's written in JavaScript, so like what are some key things we need to know about the SDK itself?
So yeah, so it's very similar to any other blockchain or any other tech stack we have usually have. But considering it's an L3, so you will find it a bit quite faster and like in very optimized in gas fees. So you will find it very optimized on that part. Apart from this, it's an EVM compatible chain considering it's L3, and then they support Solidity as a language. So like the tech stack is pretty simple. If someone is experienced dev or like someone who's getting started, it won't be that hard for them to grasp or like learn from it, because it's like the Solidity is most common and like used language in the blockchain ecosystem. So you won't find
Yeah.
much difficulties here. And yeah, pretty much things are working very like properly right now, because we are already on mainnet. Earlier it used to be us used to have some issues and all, but yeah, not anymore as we are on mainnet. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. I didn't think we have any questions from the audience. Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
think we have any questions. I think
Awesome.
for we're just going to save any form of live demo for the next time we have this session. But thank you for giving us a very, very detailed overview. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very
And
much.
I think at this point is where I now like move to my next speaker. Hi, Faith,
Yeah, sure.
GM Faith. Let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, yes, yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you for joining us once again. And I think Manish already gave like a very, very good overview of the edit chain and the hackathon itself. So now I'll be moving on to you. And basically, you're just going to be giving us some, should I say, some strategies or some potential products that can be built from this hackathon, like how we can actually apply Web3 development for education. Like, what are some key areas from your perspective as a developer and as a community builder? And basically, some current challenges in the traditional education system we currently have. So the floor is yours.
Okay, I just want to share this slide. I hope. Okay, please, is my screen sharing?
Okay, I'm not yet. No.
Okay. Okay, so I'm majorly talking about Web3 development for EDUFI, education finance. I don't know why my screen is not sharing. It shows that it's sharing here. I don't know.
Yeah. I have to add it to stage.
Okay.
Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I'm going to set that up.
Okay. So I'll just proceed. If you are successful, fine. If not, I'll just talk and share the slides later. Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, thank you. So talking about Web3 development for EduFi and what is meant to be built, ideas on what is meant to be built, some challenges and opportunities we have in the space. When we talk about Web3, just to reiterate on what Web3 development is. So Web3
Okay. So
development,
you're live now. Your slide is live now.
oh, cool, cool. So Web3 development is majorly the iteration of the web that is leveraging on blockchain technology. And so everything built using the blockchain technology, the Web3 technology is ideally decentralized and it is owned by the people, by the users, by whoever is doing that interaction, making that call, reading or writing or whatever on the chain, on the blockchain. And so Web3, in that it uses the blockchain technology. It is what powers these applications, Web3 based applications, that is blockchain based applications. So every website you visit, every mobile application you visit that is powered by blockchain technology, built using the Web3 technology. It's called a decentralized application and not just a normal web app or a mobile app or a website. It is now a DApp, a decentralized application, because it is built using the Web3 technology, that is blockchain. And then when we talk about EduFi, education finance, it is talking about everything about financing education, everything around financing education, getting sponsorships, getting scholarships, um, every process is involved in finance when it comes to education, learning, and knowledge. That is what education finance talks about. And so, why is Web3 development needed in education finance? Why should there be an intersection? That should happen because the education finance is a term that is, yes, it is known, but it is not fully leveraged or fully um, accepted or used in especially developing countries, third world countries. It's not a term that is rampant or used. But then there might be funds that have been allocated for such reasons to fund education finance and all of that. But if the masses, if the people that these funds are meant for do not even know about the term or what it stands for, or that they have these services available to them, that is a problem. That is definitely a problem. So some of the challenges faced in the current iteration of EduFi is the debt, high student loan debt, and this is based on countries or places where these EduFi has been utilized, where the knowledge is available. You'd see that there are many student loans, but then the interest on these loans and the payment terms on these loans can take the student like a very, very long time to offset. Even some people offset their student loans even up to 10 years after graduating from school. So you can imagine how it is meant to be a student loan. You are definitely a student. You are not expected to work while being a student, right? And so why should this student loan be so stringent that it takes you almost 5 to 10 years of work to offset? Also, we have limited financial aid. So Even though, yes, we have access to student loans, it's not even accessible everywhere. It is not available everywhere because of financial aid at some places, and then lack of transparency, especially in upcoming communities, upcoming countries where, third world countries, where these services are already provided, but the individuals do not even know about these services or what it even entails. Some opportunities that are in the edufy space when you intersect Web3 and edufy is decentralized funding models, whereby these various forms of educational finance are decentralized. There's no central authority, and so it provides clarity, it provides transparency in the operation of this program. So the funding models are clearly stipulated, clearly spelled out. Everything is clear. You see how the funds come in through the whatever agency is funding. You see how they get to the students, and if it is not used for the students or for the main purpose it had been um, created for, then it wouldn't be used for any other ulterior motive. And if it is done, it is clear, it is shown, it is transparent for everyone to see. This is what has been happening, or what this is a fraudulent action that has happened in regards to this. We also have smart contracts for aid. Now, every Web3 application you see, it's powered by a smart contract. A smart contract is like what the first speaker said, developer Uche. Let me talk about this is the code. This is the code that is living on the blockchain. It's being executed by the virtual machine for a particular blockchain. So in Ethereum, we have the EVM. The EVM is like the CPU, the central processing unit that is in the cloud. You can put it that way, very simple terms. It's a virtual machine. So it is not seen, it is not physical, it does not have a hardware, it is in the cloud. And then it does this processing of information, processing of data, and return gives you an output, right? So this smart contract is what the EVM or the virtual machine processes. It executes the smart contracts, it compiles it down to the bytecode and stores it on the blockchain. And so every interaction with that particular application, DApp or Web3 application utilizing that smart contract triggers the code that is living on the blockchain, the part of the code that has been triggered. It triggers it and then it sends information back to you, the user, through the interface, the UI that has been built for a normal user to interface with this. So that smart contract holds the logic, holds the full condition, the full agreement, or whatever it is, the terms that have been stated for it to perform. It holds it and it is clear that this is what this smart contract does. And so any form of pilfering, any form of fraud or misappropriation will obviously be seen and stated and seen in the contract. If there is a faulty logic that creates a backdoor for any fraud to be done, it can be seen from the smart contract already deployed. So this helps for scrutiny, this helps for transparency, this helps to make sure everyone is on their toes to do what is right, and you are not trusting anybody to do what they are meant to do, but they have to do it because it is clear, it is seen, it is transparent. If they do something different, the whole world sees it, and the whole stakeholders involved will take their actions on those particular people. And then borderless scholarships. These are opportunities that EDUFI provides, especially with the Web3 intersection. It doesn't now only rely on, if you are in Nigeria, you should only gain the access to the Nigerian-based student loans and all of that. With the borderless scholarship, you can gain access to students loans, educational finance in other forms from other institutions that are not even domiciled where you are physically at that point in time, because it is tracked, it is clear, it is transparent, everything is seen. You can access these as long as you fit into the criteria of who is meant to benefit from this project. Some of the use cases of Edufy that you can look into as a hacker for the purpose of this hackathon are decentralized loans and scholarships. You can also look into tokenized credentials or learn to earn projects. So when we talk about decentralized loans and scholarship, it revolves around things like peer-to-peer learning with trustless agreement. What it means is that in this form, you are just bringing the financier, what will you call it? The funding company, and the person to receive the fund. There is no backdoor, there is no middleman, there is no middle ground. It is just peer to peer. I have the fund and I want to fund a student in to get loan or to get scholarship for a program. I just need to have access direct to the students. So creating all these services that does not include any middlemen, that at the end of the day will cause the program to be fraudulent, helps. It's a very good use case of Edufy. Also, we have tokenized credentials, talking about things like verifiable certificates. If you have done this HackQuest semester 3, and at the end of the day, you get minted a certificate for participating in semester 3, this thing. That certificate being minted to you, if it is a verifiable certificate, anywhere you take that certificate to, once that verification, whatever logic it is that is used for verification of the certificate, once it is done, they can ascertain that you truly graduated from this program, you truly were a participant of this program, and so you have access to whatever services are available to all the graduates of this program. If you decide to steal someone else's certificate and it is checked, the verification proof that proves the certificate belongs to you. Once that is checked and it is faulty, it is showing that there is an error or there's something wrong. It means that certificate is not truly for you. It's not truly minted to your particular address. And then with that, it can easily be noted that this person did not do this program, or the person did the program 70%, and the certificate is given to those who have 100% assessment or 100% attendance in this program. Also, that thing can be used for jobs. Just presenting these verifiable certificates, and the employer can verify you did this program, you got the certificate, it is true, you are not falsifying anything, can give you grants of being employed, depending on whatever form the opportunity presents itself at. So looking at tokenized credentials would be a very, very good use case, because it proves the authenticity of a certificate, or it proves that a particular individual is either um going to is either approved to gain this kind of opportunity or not, based on the proof that he holds these certificates or whatever it is. So that is a good use case to look at. We also have learn to earn models. So this is another form in the educational finance where students get to earn while they learn. So they learn the process of incentivizing the learning curve for students is a good use case of education finance, of EduFi. So if you are building something like that, whereby Maybe they learn about Solidity, and then they have a small task to build something using Solidity, and they fulfill that task. They earn some tokens, $10, $1, $2, and all of that. It keeps giving that the motivation to learn and to be good at what you're learning, because you're earning, and this earning helps to reduce the pressure that comes with learning when you're not working or earning any funds at all. So yeah, yes, these are some of the ways, some of the exact projects you can do under decentralized loans and scholarship. P2P lending, like I said, direct connections between lenders and students, smart contracts, trustless agreements that automate loan terms. So you can just prepare a project that deals with issuing smart contracts based on whatever um, agreement is made between the user, between the both parties. So your platform can be a platform that automates smart contracts to suit whatever trustless agreement is made between two parties. So it can be like a constructor where it creates a new class, a new instance for the particular group that wants to create a new agreement. Whatever, that's a good use case, a good project to build. Also, building project that has global access, borderless opportunities for funding education, not limiting these EduFi to just regions or to just a particular place, but making it accessible to everyone, making it borderless so that people from different parts of the world can gain access to these services being provided. That is a very good use case under decentralized loans and scholarship you can decide to build. Also, for the tokenized educational credentials, you can decide to build verifiable records where your project is all about tamper-proof certifications that ensures the authenticity of a certificate. Also, portable credentials, where you seamlessly transfer credentials between institutions. We do it in Nigeria, where I'm not even sure it's just limited to Nigeria, but if you are moving from a particular higher institution to another higher institution, a transcript is requested from the previous school of yours to the school you are planning to get into. That transcript is not given to you, although maybe in the normal traditional process, things can come into play where you can have access to your transcript yourself. But that transcript is only transferable from institution to the next institution. It is not meant to be handed over to the individual. So you can build projects that target um that kind of delivery where it is handled by institution to institution to prove that this individual has the full right, has the full conditions being met for him or her to participate in a particular program or not. Also, you can build something like employer validation, simplified verification for potential employers. So anything around credentials, tokenized credentials is a nice use case for EduFi. Learn to earn models, like I said, you can create skill-based learning, micro credentialing, token rewards for performing actions that has to do with with learning a new skill or with learning a new concept and acting upon it. So some strategies for developing impactful EduFi solutions. So once you have decided to build an EduFi based project, these are some strategies to look out for. Building with purpose, leveraging blockchain tech, community and adoption. right? We are talking about the intersection of Web3 and education and finance. Building with purpose means identifying pain points, address the challenges in the project. You should build should be a project that addresses the challenges, the current challenges in education finance. The project also should be usable. You should focus on a user-friendly um, design, a project that people with the lowest of knowledge on blockchain or the application you're building can understand, can interact, can do some transactions on the application. The UI should be friendly enough. The UX should be wonderful. The experience in using your application should be clear, simple, very understandable, so that everyone knows what they are meant to do once they come to your application. So build with that mindset for your project. Also, the accessibility of your project. You also consider that if your team is majorly made up of men, you know that when you build that project, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not, there will be a way that project looks that wouldn't be inclusive to women. And that is why every team in the world always have the women in the team and the men, because with the both genders in place while that project is being built, it helps to cater for the needs of both men and women for that product. Unless the product is a gender-based product or the project is a gender-based project. But if you are catering to different kinds of people, you are catering to different gender, or you are catering to different um, types of people with different types of issues or challenges, accessibility issues to people, you have to consider your audience, the people you are building for. Are they people that are all they have everything available to them? They can read, they can write, they can see clearly. If you're building for people that if your project you're building is not just meant for people that can see clearly or can walk or can do this, how is it being built that people that need seeing aid or hearing aid can get access and use your project, your product effectively? So you consider all these things while building. That is what group together form building with purpose. You understand why you are building this, you understand the nature of the users you are building for, and you're building this to make sure that it is accessible to them and benefits them. Leveraging blockchain tech. Yes, we're talking about the intersection of Web3 to EDUFI, and we want to make EDUFI very, very decentralized, very, very transparent, that makes everyone, every stakeholder, every player in the space, in the industry feel happy, feel safe, feel taken along. And so you have to leverage blockchain technology, definitely. That is what helps you with scalability of with even decentralizing the project in a way that you even ensure borderless transactions, borderless educational financial services is being issued across borders, across regions. So leveraging blockchain technology helps with that. Why would you leverage blockchain tech? Because the smart contracts that will power your your project is actually a blockchain technology. For the smart contract is the code that is living on the EVM that will be triggered to interact with your project. So smart contracts, the scalability of your project, security of your project, everything around it involves leveraging blockchain technology. So whatever you are building, look at building using blockchain technology, because it helps you cut off so many things you would have been thinking about and so many upgrades you would have made to your project, to your code in the future for it to get to that level of scalability you're looking forward to. But this time you would have solved that in one go. just building it right now using the blockchain technology. Also, whatever you build, you know it will only thrive when you drive community, you drive people to it, you drive adoption, you drive traction for that project. So look at collaboration. You have to partner with educational institutions because this is the sector in the economy that is strictly tied to the particular project you're building. Also look at engagement, connect with decentralized communities. Many blockchain communities, Web3 communities, tech communities that would need your services. It will be good to work with them, partner with them, and then promote blockchain literacy because, like I said from the beginning, the knowledge is not really common as at now in especially this part of the world. So it will be good to invest in promotion of blockchain literacy, let people understand what is EDUFI, the advantages of EDUFI, why EDUFI is important and why it is needed, and why your project is even made in the first place. So yeah, this is all I have to say about the intersection of Web3 and educational finance. Thank you very much.
Uh, Thank you very much. That was very, very detailed. And I think
Yeah.
the part we needed more inclusiveness for women in creating a solution, especially for educational finance. So if
Yeah.
you're a developer and you're out there watching this, please remember the women when you're building. We actually deserve our part entire um of the entire program. So thank you for that. That was very, very detailed. And I am through our channel to see if you have any question. And I think you actually answered most of the question because the only question I'd have asked is, okay, what are some potential Edify projects that would actually have the most impact in Nigeria specifically? And I think you actually really touched on them when you're talking about the learn-to-earn model, and also
Yeah.
you're talking about potentials and it being verifiable on every area. So I really appreciate all of that. That was very, very detailed.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I think with that we are down to our Q&A section if we have any questions. And um dear developer Uche, I just want to know you're still here. Okay, thank you for that. And I think we have like 3 minutes more before the resource session comes on in. We had a time frame from 5 to 6:30, and I'm just going to give a brief recap of all we spoke about. And I think Manish already left. He had a lot to say. Already left. So today was the weekly circuit for the Ethereum Nigerian community, and our major focus was on dev tools and best practices in relation to the ongoing hackathon, which is the EDUChain hackathon that is happening currently, and I think it ends on April 10th. And Manish works with AppQuest. He already gave a breakdown of everything you need to know about the AppQuest platform and the EduChain ecosystem, which is an Arbitrum L3 ecosystem. And there's a prize pool of over 250K. And we have some priority areas like AI, DeFi, and basically a lot of areas. And we also had our first session with our first speaker, which was developer Uche. It touched on some essential Ethereum development tools, which was very, very I think it was very, very detailed when it spoke about Foundry and then it spoke about Remix and basically the whole architecture of smart contracts. Then for our second speaker, we have Manish, which and it works with AppQuest, which is a platform that helps host hackathons for several L2s and L1s. And you gave a breakdown about the edit chain and some tools on the AppQuest platform. And then our last speaker was Faith Roberts. I saved the best for last. And she basically gave us a very, very detailed um, a very, very detailed application of Web3 in educational finance and also some potential hackathon projects that we're going to look at. So thank you everyone for joining this call. And at the end of this, I'm going to get the slides from the speakers and I'm just going to make all of that public. So if you want to go back and you want to if you want to go back and you want to like have a refresher of the session, all of this recording will be available on X and also on YouTube. And yes, we have our physical, should I call it a physical meetup or should I call it the EDUChain Regional Act that is are going to be happening in Nigeria, specifically in Lagos, from the 27th to 28th of March. Hold on, let me get this flyer. Let me see if I can present this so everyone can see this. I was going to save this and just make it a separate tweet on its own, but I wanted to like make all of this available to everyone so that everyone can see this. So let me see if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, so I'm just going to add this to the stage. So basically, we'll be having our EDUChain Regional Arc Nigeria happening in Lagos, Ejigbo, Lagos, and it will be hosted by Quest and EDUChain and co-hosted by the Ethereum Nigerian community. It's going to be a physical meetup on the 27th and the 28th of March. Basically, you're just going to come brainstorm and then have some really wonderful sessions from the Aquas team and the everything about the EDUChain Hackathon, but in real life. And then we'll also talk about the prize pool. And basically, I'm just going to put all of this out in a tweet after this. Oh, we have a total prize pool of 1.5 million naira. Hmm. And it's physical and it's in Lagos, so it's going to be amazing. I'm coming. I'm just trying to share this, and I'll make a tweet about it after this. I'll make a tweet about it after this. But this is just to like let everyone know we have something physical coming up. Oh yeah, so this is that. Oh yeah, the EDUChain Regional Arc in Nigeria. So make sure you save it on your calendar on the 28th and 27th of March, Ejigbo, Lagos. And I think prior to that, we'll be putting out some direction, or should I say like a roadmap, in case you stay in Nigeria, in case you stay in Lagos and you want to be a part of this and you need some help with navigation. The Ethereum Nigeria community will be there to help you navigate your way down there. We have a prize pool of 1.5 billion naira, so do not forget that. And today is the 7th of February, so you have exactly a month to prepare. And I think I'm really, really excited for this one. I would actually be there. It's going to be amazing. So I think we've come to the end of the session. Thanks to all of our speakers. Thanks to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's been an amazing session. And oh, yes, I'm getting more information as we're on this space. So it's going to run for 36 hours, which is from the 27th to the 28th of March. And we have free food. So you don't need to don't just come with your cooler. We have more than enough. It's in real life, it's in Lagos. Just come and ready to act. And thank you for everyone for joining this session. I'm just going to close it here. And I'm going to put all of this in the tweet and put it out there. And also a link to the slide. Thank you, Faith, once again. Thank you, developer Uche. And this is the Ethereum Nigeria Weekly Circuit. We will see you next time. Thank you.